Hello and welcome to week 6 of NFL Game Picks. Yep, we're off of a single hand. Now we're on 2 hands.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got Joey here today. Welcome, Joey. Welcome
Thank
back.
you.
It's, why do you come back after the Packers lose?
Sometimes I need a little bit of good luck, and it seemed like it worked last time, so I'm back here, and hopefully we'll go back on how many games? 3-game win streak?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Could be the case. That'd be sick.
Hopefully we're around 6-2 by the time we go to Buffalo, and unexpected loss in England, which pissed me off. I hated waking up early for that, but I'm here.
That was me last year when the Dolphins lost to the Jags. I was like, fuck, I woke up early for this and we lost. Like, it sucks.
Yeah, it wasn't pleasant.
Oh man, Chris, welcome back again.
Thanks, man.
The
Happy
ghost
to
of
be here.
the ghost of Blake Bortles lives on with you.
Sure does.
Can we see him? Can we see him? Is he up
You
there?
can see the 5. You can see the BB5.
See the skeleton?
It cuts off kind of right before the NFL logo.
Oh, like right
I'll
there.
show the people.
Show the people. We could pan up a little bit. There
There he is.
There he is. Blake Bortles in the flesh.
Hey. Not my idea, Blake. Just saying.
Chris told me. It's like, bro,
Oh, man.
we're gonna put Blake Bortles in a skeleton.
Jeez, but yeah,
Okay.
it was rough hearing that news, and I didn't have like a bad week. I went 8-8, so I didn't improve at all. Stayed at 500, still batting 500 on the season, but I'm lonely down here at the bottom, unfortunately.
Yep.
But you know,
Bottom
And
of the standings.
just like every sport, this is the same thing. It's all about runs. So I'm due for a run here. Due for like a nice 12 correct pick week here.
12 picks.
Call
Do you want to put a wager on it?
Oh, we could wager. Off cam.
Oh,
Okay.
it's getting serious. Anyways, here are the standings as of right now. Eddie is on top. He keeps dominating.
And Steve.
4 consecutive 10 correct picks in a row for 4 weeks in a row. Is it? Yeah, 4 weeks. 49-31. Same thing for Steve. So he's keeping up pace with Eddie there. And then we have Matt, 46-34. Joey, you want to introduce your position and
Hey,
yourself?
I didn't realize that this is gonna happen, but through 5 weeks, I'm at the 3rd spot, and I'm sitting pretty ahead of Austin, DJ, and Chris. So
Sheesh.
I don't know. Y'all might have to step it up. Just
All right.
saying.
To be fair, myself, DJ, and Mark are all 44-36, so it's not
Mark
horrible.
as well. Can't forget about Mark.
It's
Yeah.
crazy because you had the worst week too. So you.
I did have a
rebounded.
bad week, but
you
one
had the worst week so far. Everybody. But you rebounded good, bro. So that's
last week I went
respect.
11-5, so
yeah.
almost that 12-win week that you
Hey.
alluded to.
I know, almost. Maybe
Yeah.
this week.
I don't think anybody's gotten 12 so far.
No one has gotten 12 so far. Highest has been 11 correct picks. Yeah, I went 8-8, not so good. Real quick, Dolphins looked horrible.
Oh, yeah, we
it
gotta
sucks.
get into that.
It sucks. First drive of the game, your starting quarterback for that game is out of the game.
Yeah.
I feel like they should have tried to do more to prepare Skylar Thompson, but it's like the whole week they're like Teddy, because Tua's out, and then now Teddy's out. And then Tua's kind of coming back to practice, but he's not going to be able to play on Sunday. So they're prepping Skylar Thompson. And then I swear to God, if Skylar Thompson goes down, I will lose my shit.
Honest
Just
opinions on Skylar Thompson.
What are they gonna do? Play the punter?
No, we have another guy, Reed Sinnett, but that's going to be his backup. Yeah, I know, exactly.
Who is that?
I don't know.
It'll be tough.
That's
What were we
bad.
going to try to say, Joey?
I was just asking, what's your honest opinion on Skylar Thompson?
I think he's decent. I think he can
Yeah.
manage. It's just like he was not prepared for that situation whatsoever.
I agree.
But it is what it is. Anyone wants to touch up on their team? Joey kind of went over it
Yeah.
briefly. Chris?
Man, Justin Fields stinks. We almost came back. Hey, we almost did come back. They got a strip off of one of our receivers really late in the game. We almost came back, but Justin Fields.
Former Viking in the preseason too.
I still think he stinks, man. But I'm taking us the first game of the week.
Oh.
Prime.
Good
guess
job.
that's a nice little segue.
Thursday,
segue into
bro.
the first game of the week.
Alrighty.
We're playing
There
the
it is.
Washington Football Commanders. And as my mom's calling me, so I'm gonna take the Bears. I think it's a good chance for us to get an easy win. I don't know. Carson Wentz has been throwing the ball all over, but you never know. Might throw 5 touchdowns. He's due for one of those too. So, but I'm taking the Bears at home.
Joseph?
Yeah, well, I agree with everything you said, Chris, and it pains me to say it as a Packers fan, but I'm going with the Bears.
Whoa.
They actually looked pretty decent until that last drive to me against the Vikings. I mean, this isn't the Vikings game, but everybody wants to hype up the Vikings, but they've been in a lot of close scenarios, and when they've lost, they've gotten blown out, like the Eagles game. So, I mean, I'm going to take the Bears today just because of the way that they played the Vikings.
Yeah, it's tough because, I don't really want to go against the Bears. I mean, this is a pick'em game, so, literally...
It's really tough.
They're giving it, minus 110 for whichever team you want to pick on the spread, on the money line. So it's just, it can go either way. They're thinking, this might actually be a tie, which I'm not saying it's going to be the case, but,
It's
maybe.
even, right?
Yeah, it's even all
I
across
haven't
right now.
seen that this year.
If there's any-
I think
Yeah,
that's the first
it was
one, right?
the first week when it was the Panthers and someone else. And, against the
Falcons?
Browns.
Browns?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was if I'm not mistaken, that was the game that was pick'em. Anyways, I'm gonna go with the Commanders. I just think they are overall the better team. They are dealing with some injuries with Jahan Dotson now and stuff like that, but I think they can capitalize and be able to bounce out of that situation. But it's a pick'em game, and I feel it in my heart. It's a pick'em game. It can go either way. The Bears have proven to be well enough that they can manage to win, even with a lackluster offense. But then the Washington Commanders is just, if Carson Wentz throws the game, he's going to throw the game.
The only thing that it boiled down to for me between picking this was the quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And Carson Wentz, whenever I've tried to ride with them,
He
always
slams you
lets
down.
me down.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pick the Bears, and the Washington Commanders will probably win. Yeah, Bears at home.
And we've been running the ball well.
Hey, and then,
So,
David Montgomery's been a stud. I don't know. I like
when
the
healthy.
Bears.
Yeah.
I like the Bears this week.
Next game we have is the Baltimore Ravens versus New York Giants. Joe, you know the Giants all too well.
Yeah.
I'm just going to make it quick and easy. I'm going to go with Baltimore on this one.
Quick and easy.
Yeah, the Baltimore Ravens, they are the better team. They have struggled as of late, and this is on the road. This isn't at home where Baltimore has been struggling as a surprise. I'm giving props to the Giants. I just think the Ravens are the better team. Giants are surprisingly 4-1, and if they make it out of this game 5-1, then people are gonna have to start talking about them a little bit more seriously. I know 4-1 is a pretty big deal, but this is a big competition that they had a big game against you guys last week with the Packers, but I want to see them follow it up with another big performance against a playoff competitor.
So, all right, I guess I'll take it.
Go.
So,
Knock yourself out.
So, the Giants, I don't know why we're going to speed right through it. The Giants are they're 4-1 for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Dable's been coaching his ass off. Obviously, they just beat the Pack. I got no choice but to give them respect, but I'm just going to go with the Ravens, too. I got to go with Lamar. I got to go with the Ravens. I like what they're doing right now. That offense is pretty explosive. Him and Andrews have a nice connection. And I'm going to go with them. Saquon Barkley is probably going to take off, though, and make it a really close game.
Yeah, I agree.
Who has more rushing yards at the end of the day, Lamar or Saquon Barkley?
Saquon.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
probably.
probably.
He's
But
been
you
balling.
never know.
You never know.
But probably.
He's been balling.
Who has more rushing touchdowns? Probably an easier question, but
We'll see. Lamar is definitely a big dual threat and will be able to run, but he's always as of late been on a mission to prove people wrong and be I can throw the ball too. I'm not just a dual threat quarterback. I can sit there in the pocket and make big throws, and he's been trying. And luckily, the receivers are developing well around him. So that's another reason why I'm going with him because it's just in the past it would have been Lamar had to run. Now he's able to throw to receivers who are developing a lot better.
shout out to Devin Duvernay as well.
Yeah, Christopher.
I'm going Ravens. Ravens have played two tough AFC East opponents, and they've lost. But besides that, they've won. against everybody else. And I think, I don't know, I'm just taking the kid from Pompano, bro.
Hey.
I'm taking Lamar.
Hey, shout out. But yeah, that kid from Pompano faced a kid from Ohio who is part of the Cincinnati Bengals, who are facing the New Orleans Saints.
Oh,
And it was
nice
a close
little
game.
segue.
Hey, yo. It was a close game between the two of them last week. Literally came down to the last possession. Luckily, they have one of the best kickers in the NFL. But that's not the Bengals because Bengals have Evan McPherson. I wouldn't say he's at Justin Tucker's level just yet, but give him some time. But this one is, according to Vegas, a pretty close game. Cincinnati is favored by 1.5 over under, set at 43. So they're not expecting a lot of points, but after the week that Taysom Hill had last week, you think Cincinnati's all in on trying to shut him down or what?
Hill specifically?
Yeah.
I mean, I hope not. I'm starting him in one of my fantasy leagues because if you don't have a solid tight end, start him.
Yeah.
You don't have a Travis Kelce's. If you don't got the George Kittles. I mean, George Kittle hasn't even been performing well, but still, I'd start him over.
Travis Kelce, Mark Andrews, and as of right now, Zach Ertz.
Yeah. And then, like, if you don't have any of them else,
Hawkins
pick up Taysom Hill.
Decent.
He had that big week, which is like really like big for fantasy, but yeah, like he hasn't been as consistent. Last game he had like almost 0 points.
I feel like this is going to be one of the best games of the season so far. I just have I just have a weird feeling, low key 1 o'clock game, two teams that are flying under the radar, 2-2-3 teams with explosive offenses, a lot of potential. They haven't really exploded this year, but we all know that they can. And I feel like this will be a game where Jamar gets back into action, probably 2 touchdowns, 170 yards receiving, something ridiculous. And I heard that Jameis Winston's going to be back as well, so he's going to be letting it loose.
He returned to practice,
So we'll see what happens, but I'm going with the Bengals, and I think this game's going to actually shock a lot of people and be really good.
It should be a good game.
I'm also going to take the Bengals. Like you mentioned, they haven't really clicked yet like they have, but I think they're due for a big week. I think, the Saints have been pretty up and down, but they lost 3 games in a row already this year. I think they're going to lose this one too.
Yeah, it's going to be a big factor on whether or not Jameis Winston is able to return. But even then, there's going to be some rust for him to knock off.
I think Michael Thomas is hurt too. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he's still been hurt.
And Chris Olave has a concussion. That was pretty gnarly. Did you see that?
Yeah, that was.
I did.
That was pretty bad.
Yeah, I like
Alvin
Chris Olave
Kamara
too.
should be back though.
Yeah, he came back last week. He had a pretty big game. From like fantasy standpoint, he had like 26 points, which is not bad at all for anyone to have.
But I don't know. The Saints are really banged up if you look at the defense too. So I would really take the Bengals here.
Yeah, that's like
Lattimore's out. Marcus May's hurt too. Pretty sure he's out.
They just find a way to win though. They find a way to make it a game.
Yeah, I mean they're at home too, but I think the Bengals are an easy pick this week.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to go with them. Thank you. But yeah, no, the Saints are banged up, and then on top of that, just the Bengals. I'm bad. I said the Bengals are banged up. They are banged up, but not as bad as the Saints. The Saints are pretty banged up.
Yeah.
But if Winston comes back, it's a big lift for the Saints. Does it get them past the Bengals? Not really. But if they can have another big game out of Kamara and Taysom Hill, then definitely they can move past the Bengals. But it's literally going to take those two to really carry them offensively, and then defensively. I mean, Cameron Jordan's going to have to get all over Joe Burrow. If not, then he's going to have time to throw it to all of the receivers, and it's going to be crazy.
He's a stud. He's always been a stud. Gotta love
sir.
Cam Jordan.
Yep. Chris, you got the next game?
Next game, Jacksonville
Shout
Jaguars
out to
going to
your boy.
Indy. You know what's weird about this game is this is their second meeting already.
It's coming quick.
That's wild.
Isn't that weird? A
second meeting
divisional
with
opponent?
in
And you
week
want to know
5?
something weirder?
Yeah.
The last time I was on the podcast, we picked this game.
Real? Oh my
Really?
gosh.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
So within 3 weeks,
And,
again, that's crazy.
And the Jaguars skunked them 24-0.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they did.
So
Do you think it happens again?
I think they're going to come out angry, bro.
Colts?
Yeah, I think they're going to come out angry. I think it's going to be a lot closer than 24-point differential. They won last week. They can't score the ball. I like Jacksonville. I'm still going to roll with Jacksonville on the road. Tough game, but I think Trevor Lawrence at this point is a better quarterback than Matt Ryan. And
It's a hot take. Really hot take.
Okay.
At this point, career-wise, Matt Ryan had a great career, obviously. But
So-
at this point, go ahead, Joe.
So the Colts just won in that when they shouldn't have won against the Broncos.
By only scoring field goals. Same
Yeah.
thing with the Broncos.
And they snaked out a win, and it was pathetic. You know, a
was-
lot of people are giving shade to the Broncos. The Colts deserve as much flack on that, whatever game.
It's terrible. It was a terrible game. all
100%.
That's why I'm
100%.
picking Jacksonville. I
Well,
mean,
yeah.
Jacksonville has their number.
You're picking Jags?
Yeah, Jacksonville has their number one, and number two. The Colts are a disgusting team to watch. I mean, I don't even want to watch another Colts or Broncos game ever again, or individually, unless my team's playing against them or a high-powered offense is playing against them.
Well, both running backs are questionable or out, too.
It doesn't
So,
matter.
Taylor is a big factor, bro.
Yeah,
no
but he
matter
hasn't
what,
even
but
been going off this year. It might have been a game for him to actually take off, but
He's
I
not
mean-
not going to have the chance, I don't think.
if to say that this whole team relies on if Jonathan Taylor does good is like ridiculous because they have Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan needs to be the guy, and he's been
Matt
underperforming.
Ryan's like 38 years old.
S-
Matt Ryan needs to be.
But-
You win.
Correct.
You
correct.
win with Matt Ryan just helping you guys out. You're running offense.
Correct.
You've built that team around Jonathan Taylor.
But they brought Matt Ryan in to be the guy.
Anyways, it's not working. I don't think the coach is doing a great job, and
I
I
agree.
think he might be fired by. If they lose this game,
should.
he might be fired
Yeah,
next week.
I agree.
Which coach?
The
Colts?
Frank
Frank
Wright.
Wright?
Yeah, Frank Wright.
Wright. Yeah.
Well,
Something needs to change over there in Indy.
it's tough. I mean, is it the quarterback? You think Matt Ryan is washed? Like, I'm pretty sure that's what you're
He's
kinda
washed,
alluding
dude.
to. Yeah.
He's washed.
I don't know, man. They were not making good plays with receivers. Like, the only receiver that stepped up that game was Alec Pierce, though, too. I get it. He had a lot of pressure in his face, Matt Ryan, and he made some bad throws. But when the time that he did get
There's
into
no
his receivers,
excuse for not throwing one touchdown.
5
bro.
touchdowns,
well,
7
same thing
interceptions.
for Russell Wilson.
7 interceptions.
Agreed, but
Yeah.
who's getting more flack right now? Who's getting
Oh,
more media coverage? It's Russell Wilson. Yeah.
for sure, because he just got paid a lot of money and he just got to this new team, so he's definitely gonna get more flack.
7 interceptions is really bad. Really bad.
Yeah. Anyways, they
At this
they escaped out with a win last week. I don't think they do it this week against the Jaguars. The Jaguars have shown to be the better team, even though it's not a huge gap between the two. It's not a huge gap, but definitely like the Jaguars are the better team. Especially if Jonathan Taylor doesn't come back for this game, you have the better running back. Wide receivers, I would probably that one I would put as a tie. Defense, I would put at the Jags, even though the Colts defense did step up.
Is
to help
Michael
them secure
Pittman
the win.
playing?
I'm pretty
Last
sure he
week.
did,
Yeah.
Yeah, he played,
Yeah.
and they were suffocating him.
I
'cause
thought he
he's the
played
number one
too.
option.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
that's why Pierce took off.
yeah, because they were doubling, and then they started shifting over the coverage to Pierce, and then Pittman still didn't do anything because he was kind of I
Yeah.
got shook up from the
They
rest
had
of the game.
no answer. They had
Yeah.
like nothing drawn up, and it was horrible.
Yeah, it was pretty bad, honestly. Next game, we have the Minnesota Vikings going to Miami to face the Dolphins. Minnesota is favored by 3.5 points, 175 on the money line. Over under set at 45.5. Tough. I want to go with the Dolphins so bad. I want to. And like,
Are you
I,
picking against your team?
I don't want to pick against them. I mean, the Vikings are 4-1. I'm gonna give them kudos to where credit is due. Like, they did. They've had some tough games. The only losses to the only undefeated team in the NFL. So, gotta give them props to where it's at. But aside from the Packers game, not much competition for them. They got in a close game
I
last
agree.
week with the Bears, and they were able to hold out and secure the win. But they almost let up a lead there. And I'm not saying Skylar Thompson, who is going to be a starting quarterback for the Dolphins this week, is better than Justin Fields. But I think he has a possibility to deliver a better game.
Whoa,
Yeah, I'm not.
that's a hot take
yeah,
right there.
He
dude.
could possibly do it. He has better weapons.
Then
The offensive weapons
well,
Yeah.
I-
Well,
I
isn't
think
Tyreek
it's a
Hill walking
wash.
around in a boot right now, dude?
doesn't matter. So
Doesn't matter.
He'll still
I would
run 50 miles per hour, bro.
I don't know.
Bro.
I think I would actually put it in favor towards the Vikings as far as his weapons.
Yeah.
Because Dalvin Cook is way better than any running back that they have.
Well,
and
he's
so is
comparing
Madison,
it to the
too.
Bears.
Yeah,
Oh, I
I'm comparing
thought
it to the
you-
Bears.
I thought
Yeah,
you
yeah,
were-
yeah.
Oh, my bad.
You
Yeah,
good,
yeah,
good.
way better.
Yeah,
Way better.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why-
way better,
that-
dude.
yeah.
It's no question.
Well, like
dude.
even if Tyreek has a boot on and it's Jalen Waddle somehow doesn't play, that's still better than the Bears.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I'm gonna go with the Dolphins as a homer pick, but in reality, the odds of them winning this game is slim to none. Especially if we don't get Xavier Howard or Byron Jones back, so be on the lookout for that. This is more of a game time decision thing.
Yeah,
I might flip it, but in reality, I want to go with the Dolphins as much as possible, and I think they do have a chance if the defense is healthy. If the defense is healthy and the offense finds a way to have success with Skylar Thompson, easy win for the Dolphins.
I think
easy win.
I don't think so. I think Minnesota has an easy win. I'm gonna take Minnesota.
Yeah, well, I don't want to pick Minnesota either, dude. But
I don't want to pick Minnesota either. But I mean, I am worried about Minnesota, but I think this is an easier win for them. I wouldn't have said that week 2, 3, week 1, but I'm gonna say it now with Skylar Thompson is the quarterback. But I'm worried about the Vikings going forward in the future, and I don't know. Is Kevin O'Connell a good coach? We'll have to see.
One thing I want to add is if the Vikings do win this game, and it would suck to see it in person, but I'd rather see them have a comeback win because that's something we haven't really seen from the Vikings. They've kind of been ahead in all of their games, and at most they've had to hold the lead, which it's not easy, but it's also not the hardest thing ever because you can play a little bit different when you have a lead. When you have to come back from losing, then that's a whole different story. So that's something, if you want to see something from this Vikings team, that's definitely something you want to see in this game. Will it happen? Probably not, but we'll see. But Joey, go ahead and take us to this next game.
Oh, okay. I'm going with the Vikings in the last one.
Yeah,
but,
I already put you there.
I got you. Neglectfully. But here we go. New England and Cleveland in the dog pound. Brownie the Elf. I was going to call him Elfie the Brown, but Brownie the Elf. Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of messed up. But
we'll cut it out. Don't worry.
No, it's staying.
We have a great editor.
I didn't mean anything by it, but yeah.
You're looking at him.
Hey.
Anyways, make your pick and move on. All right.
I'm going with the Patriots. Yeah,
Okay.
You guys got me mumbling now.
Okay, real quick. Joey,
It's all good.
Why are you going with the Patriots?
I'm going with the Patriots just because they looked really good against the Lions last week. The highest scoring offense in the league, whatever. I do expect Cleveland to make it really close with their run game. Nick Chubb has been phenomenal this year, running the ball, best in the league. Rushing yards, right? Most rushing yards in the league. I mean, number one running back in fantasy. Love him. He's actually keeping me in contention. I mean, not really. My teams are 1-4, and I suck in fantasy this year. Anyway, I do expect the Browns to make it close, but I don't know. If Bailey Zappi's in, I kind of like his play style, and I kind of like what he's got going. So
he did look good. Yeah, he did look good against Green Bay, and obviously last week he did pretty well. I mean, he was on the defensive side of the ball, shutting out the Lions, but he did pretty well. That being said, this Browns team is miles better than this New England Patriots team. So I got to go with the Browns here. And they're at home. I mean, there is a factor that Bill Belichick wants to get a big win in Cleveland, especially with the season they're having right now because that was his former team. But I don't think it's the case. Chris?
Yeah, I'm going to make it real easy. I am not taking the Browns at home. It makes me nervous, though, because I have taken the last 5 away teams so far. The only home team I've chosen so far is the Chicago Bears.
That is the definition of a true homer.
I'm going to make it easy. I'm taking the Patriots.
I'm taking all the away teams as well.
The Patriots just skunked the Lions, and the Browns have lost 2 in a row. 2 close games, actually, in a row. Still no quarterback. And yeah, I agree. Bill Belichick is a better coach and likes to win in Cleveland. I'm a roll with the Pats. I don't like taking all these road teams, though, I tell you.
Well, it's time to take a home team.
Yeah, Joey, take us away.
Because the Green Bay Packers are looking for a bounce-back win against the New York Jets in legendary Lambeau Field.
Wait, you said you're picking the Jets?
No. God, no.
Dude, why did it say that there?
Oh, stop it. You know I wouldn't do that. I will give them credit, though, because last time I was on here, we didn't even spend time on their pick.
I don't even think so.
And I feel like they've just been on a vengeance ever since then. So I'm going to give the Jets credit. They've looked incredible. Yeah. The run game looks awesome. I mean, they've just been looking good. I mean, incredible for the Jets. And
I don't think they've been 500 in what? Couple seasons, right?
Yeah.
Above 500 in a couple
It's been
seasons?
since 09, I think it was.
It's been like 12 years or something
No.
like that, isn't it?
Last time I looked up, both New York. This is what I saw. Both teams in New York were both above 500 through about week 5. And last time was like 2015 or 16.
Okay.
So pretty recent.
It's been a
It was
while.
horrible.
Well, yes, it has been a while, but I will be here for this game. I'm working as a runner for Fox for it this weekend, so that's gonna be fun. Wasn't expecting it to be such a stressful game. Now I'm like, damn, I don't even know. I just really want to watch it, but it's gonna be a good time.
Joey, does it ease your mind that you guys are favored by just above a touchdown, 7.5?
No, it does not.
Oh no.
It really
It's
doesn't.
a lot of points.
Yeah, it's a good amount of points. Chris,
I was saying this earlier.
My bad,
Sorry.
Joey. Go, no, go,
I was
go,
going
go,
to say one
go.
last thing. I was saying this earlier. Last week's game was such a, forget everything you know about us. You just feel so down about the loss. And even though it was a really close game and we could have won it, but it was just I don't know. We really need a bounce back win here to kind of set us back on track. So I think they pull it out.
Christopher.
I agree. I am unfortunately going to take the Packers at home at Lambeau. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to lose to Zach Wilson.
And company.
Just in
Brees
general.
Hall, Garrett Wilson.
Taking the Packers.
Yeah. No, I don't blame you. I'm going with the Packers too. Tough loss last week. Play calling was a little bit questionable there at the
So
end,
questionable.
but those are things that now going into this game, gotta turn things around and do better and make the right calls, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
But this game I think should be quick too. We have the San Francisco 49ers versus the Atlanta Falcons. Should I do it all for us?
Yeah, hopefully it's quick.
49ers.
Yep.
I picked
49ers.
up Jimmy G this week. I'm in fantasy league, so hopefully it's quick.
So real quick, one question about this team, the Atlanta Falcons. Are they racing versus the Texans to get the number 1 overall pick?
Ooh.
I mean, I would think so.
Aren't the Raiders with the worst pick or worst record in the league?
Yeah,
1 and
but
4?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Well, the
technically
Steelers are 1-4,
Yeah, so it's
but the Raiders wouldn't take
and the
a
Panthers are
quarterback.
1-4.
well. Speaking of the Steelers, they're on the next game. We'll move on to that, but it's between the Steelers, Falcons, Texans, and Raiders. But I think Raiders are gonna get
Raiders
out
are
of that.
gonna.
Yeah, they're playoff hopefuls, so they definitely got to turn things around. If not, then it's
Plus,
gonna be really bad.
they wouldn't draft a quarterback anyway, so they might
No.
get rid of that pick. You never know, because they.
Or
love,
spend
they
it
love
on
Derek
like
Carr.
you
never know, but yeah,
They might blow up the
I
whole
don't
team.
think Pittsburgh would take a quarterback either.
nope.
They're blind.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, speaking of the Steelers, they're facing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at home in Pittsburgh, and
Still.
Same thing?
Another easy
Same
one.
thing?
Yeah, Tampa
Same
Bay.
Yeah.
Same
Oh,
thing.
same thing.
I just want to say one thing.
Go ahead.
The
knock yourself out.
Steelers are literally the worst team in the league. I am so sad that I have Najee Harris in literally every one of my leagues. Every time I watch them, I get so disappointed. They're the most boring football to watch. Kenny Pickett is not the guy. When they run the ball, it's pathetic. Their offensive play calling is abysmal. Mike Tomlin, I love you, but there's something needs to change there. It might not be you. It might be Canada's fault, but God damn it, they're horrible.
One
They're
thing, I wouldn't drag Kenny so fast. I mean, literally, you're facing like the number
I
one
agree,
defense
I
as
agree.
your first start. Like it's hard, I mean, technically number
Yeah,
2
it's
defense, but
pretty
yeah,
early on. You
Yeah.
gotta give him time.
he did well in that Jets game. He put him in a position to win the game, and even with those 3 interceptions that I already alluded to Chris last week, that is not entirely his fault. I'm not here to defend him, but I'm not here also to like slander him.
Well, yeah. I did kind of come for his throat there, but yeah, it might just be because I'm mad that I've drafted Najee Harris and the Pittsburgh Steelers are pissing me off.
Hey,
but
let it out, bro.
hey, we'll see you back here in a year, Kenny Pickett. And we might be best friends.
All right. Anyways, let's go to the next game, which is the first game of the 4:00 window: Arizona Cardinals versus Seattle Seahawks. If you would have told me that this game might have had some excitement to it, leading up to it, like earlier in the weeks, I would have told you hell no. I would have thought the Seattle Seahawks were one of those teams that we mentioned earlier about tanking or like racing for that number 1 pick. But now it's a little bit more entertaining. We have the Seattle Seahawks who are doing pretty well with Geno Smith at the helm. I know they're 2-3, but so are the Cardinals. And the Cardinals had an amazing comeback win against the Raiders. That was pretty much their flash so far this season. Seattle's just been able to maintain themselves within games, and that's a big factor to Geno Smith, who's playing at like one of the top QBs in the league right now, which I think is getting overlooked by a lot of people. Which does it mean that it helps them win this game? Tough one. Also, another thing is this game might be moved to 5:30.
Yes, I heard about that.
Because of the Seattle Mariners playoff game. If they make it to Sunday, then this game will be delayed till 5:30. Just a forewarning for anyone who's interested about that. This is tough. I'm really like stuck between a rock and a hard place on this pick. I will go with the Seahawks just because I was gassing them up so much.
Okay.
But I mean, it could go either way.
Yeah. So, yeah, like you said, the Seahawks have been on fire recently.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I was watching that Eagles game against the Cardinals, and they should have.
They fought pretty well in that game too.
And Cardinals win this game. They get DeAndre Hopkins back next week from his suspension, if I'm not mistaken.
He's had some funny
And
viral moments lately.
and I'm waiting for it. I need it for my fantasy team.
I have him in some of my leagues, and then I've tried to get him from like one of our coworkers, but he's like been banking on him coming back. So
I'm banking on him too, man. I hope he takes all the production away from Marquise Brown. And then for that, I'm going with the Cardinals because I want them to continue with a win and move forward and keep getting some momentum going into next week against the Saints.
I am also going to take the Redbirds against the Bluebirds.
Battle of the Birds.
Battle of the Birds again. Yeah, I think I agree. Geno has looked good. Playing in Seattle is hard. They're always loud. Plus, that city is going to be buzzing if the Mariners are making the playoffs.
That's crazy.
Or
Well,
maybe
they're in
they're
there,
all
but
going
I
to
get
be all
the
there.
Yeah,
Who
you
knows?
never know.
You never know.
That might be a sea of red in the crowd.
But, I mean, the Seahawks have beaten a really bad Broncos team and an up and down Lions team. Not great wins. Cardinals have lost to all playoff teams. Chiefs, Rams, Eagles, probably all playoff teams potentially. Tough stretch for them. I think they're going to get a win here. Need to.
Yep.
Yeah.
Divisional game.
So you guys said that D-Hop is coming back this week?
Next week.
Next week? Tough.
I know.
Tough. Cause
against the Saints, who people have been going off against them.
Yeah, well, I was about to say, if D-Hop's coming this week, then 100% I'm taking the Cardinals. But now it's a little bit more back to like a gimme game. So it is what it is. I'm still sticking with the Seahawks.
All right.
Screw it. Let's ride. Not Broncos country, though.
Ah.
All right. Next game we have is the Carolina Panthers versus the Los Angeles Rams. This one will for sure be at 4 p.m. and Eastern time. And quick and easy, or should we give this one some time?
Nah, Panthers don't even have a coach. Take the Rams.
They got a new coach, but
Take the Rams out. They have an interim
Joey, Rams?
coach.
Yeah, I'm going with the Rams. That's a big bounce back win for the Rams coming right up. Yeah.
So just to touch you guys up and inform you on what's going on.
And
Carolina
Baker's
Panthers.
hurt.
Yeah. So Carolina Panthers are down to their
Stinks.
third string quarterback right now, and PJ Walker.
It sucks.
Dude, let me do this real quick. Carolina Panthers are down to their third string quarterback. Lost their head coach. They fired him. Steve Wilkes is now the interim head coach, and the Rams haven't looked good, so big win for them. They need one. And then the Panthers, tough situation. PJ Walker can ball, but can he defeat those reigning Super Bowl champions? I know they haven't looked good. It's gonna be a tough situation for him to step into.
Rams better win this game. All that needs to be said. They better win this game.
Yeah, like this is one of those games like
if you lose to whatever, come on, you're done.
Yeah, PJ Walker is no scrub though, so
yeah.
Isn't he undefeated?
No, Cooper Rush is.
I'm pretty sure PJ Walker's only started like 2 games, right? I'm pretty sure he's like 2-0.
No idea. But from
what was
I've
the
seen of
USFL team he played for?
The Houston team.
Yes.
It was a Houston team, I think.
Anyway,
probably game of the week. The next couple of games are pretty fire. We have the Buffalo Bills versus Kansas City Chiefs. This is a rematch, not of the AFC Championship, but the AFC Divisional Round, which was probably one of the best playoff games in our lifetimes. I can probably say that.
No defense played, though. So if you're an X's and O's guy, it was horrible.
Absolutely zero defense played. But it was one of the better playoff games of recent history, and it's probably one of the toughest games. This is one of the first times going into a game that Kansas City is not favored at home with Patrick Mahomes at the helm, which is pretty wild.
Yeah.
41 starts. This is the first time he's not favored to win a game.
In Arrowhead, too.
Yeah. That's absolutely wild. Yeah, this is the first time at home that
gonna be
he's
so
not
good.
favored. I'm gonna have a tough one picking this one because these are two of the top dogs.
You
in
want me
the
to lead
AFC.
off?
You can knock yourself out if you want to.
bet. While you contemplate that, while you guys contemplate that, I'm going with the Chiefs. I'm doing it. Put it down. Patty Mahomes, Travis Kelce, electric. Travis Kelce got an Al Bundy game on Monday night, so that was nice. 4 touchdowns in one game on that very
You
field.
said Chiefs, my bad.
Yeah, Chiefs.
Gotcha.
Chiefs. Andy Reid, love you. And nothing against Buffalo, nothing against Josh Allen, nothing against what they got going on there. But, I just think that Kansas City has got that. Got that better offense like we saw in the playoff game that's going to knock them out and get the last laugh.
Yeah, I'm also going to go with the Chiefs at home. Buffalo's a little bit banged up. I'm going to go with the Chiefs. I mean, it's a toss-up game. It's going to be a great game. Slam the over. I would. But yeah, I'm going to roll with the Chiefs at home here. And it's interesting. Both teams have, identical records so far. Won the first 2, lost week 3, won the next 2. Now they're meeting. Pretty cool.
Going Buffalo. No, I'm not. I'm actually not going Buffalo. I'm going Kansas City. Tough. It's tough to go against the Buffalo Bills, even though I think they are the better team. Kansas City at home, you can't really go against that. This is going to be one of the most rowdiest games probably in Kansas City Chiefs history, if not at least for this year. And they had a big win last week, but they did allow the Raiders to, take a lead. Then they were able to come back, and then Raiders had a chance to almost come back in there. Buffalo's been able to pretty much suffocate their opponents quick and easy, except for
I do want to give a shout out
Go ahead.
to Buffalo Chips. Love you guys. You guys
They
survived
still alive?
survived Hurricane Ian.
They did?
Yes,
Oh, shit.
if anybody would
Awesome.
like to, check up on Fort Myers, Florida, Bonita Springs, Naples area, got hit pretty hard, but Buffalo Chips survived. So sadly, I'm not going with the Bills, but I do love the Wings.
That's good to hear. I'm glad they actually survived.
Yeah,
That's good for him. Sammy Watkins still got his seat there.
he does, but I don't even think he's ever been.
For real?
He might have been that one time, but yeah, I don't know. They went crazy for him because he was a local guy and he was all over the news and stuff like that.
And then he went to Buffalo when he got drafted. It's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
But yeah, going there for a Buffalo game is pretty fun. I went there for the Dolphins game and they lost. It was sad, but it was fun.
Yeah.
They played the music, "Let's Go Buffalo."
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
That's kind of cool, vibe. Now we have Sunday night football. We have the Dallas Cowboys versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles 5-0. Dallas Cowboys 4-1, and their 4 wins are with their backup quarterback in Cooper Rush. Dak has been able to return to practice. He's been able to grab the ball. Actually started throwing, and doesn't look like he will start, which is a bit concerning. But with the way they've been playing with Cooper Rush, does Dallas have an opportunity to win this game against the 5-0 Philadelphia Eagles?
Yeah, I'm going with Dallas, actually. I think I might be shocking everybody here, but I'm going with the Cowboys. I feel like the defense has been balling out, and, this isn't any, disrespect towards the Eagles or what they got going. I think they're a phenomenal team, and they'd probably be in the championship game, if not the Super Bowl, as of right now. I mean, it's early, but, still gotta give them their flowers.
Mm-hmm.
But Dallas's defense, like I said, has been playing incredible, and the Eagles' offense was kind of the blueprint was out against Arizona, and they held them to a good amount and to a low-scoring game. They weren't as explosive. Jalen Hurts still amazing, probably going to be an MVP candidate for a long time this season, if not win the award. But I expect the first loss to come to the Cowboys and even that whole division out. I picked the Giants to lose, but yeah, I expect the Cowboys to take it.
Yeah, it'll be quite the revelation if Dallas ends up winning, especially with Cooper
on the
Rush
road
at
too.
the
That's
home.
huge, and with Cooper Rush, it's
Sunday
gonna
Night
be
Football.
just
It's
further
good.
the controversy.
Just like a bunch of things.
I'm here.
adding
I'm
onto
here
it.
for it, honestly. And then that way you guys can pop your champagne.
Hey. Oh, dude, that would be sick. That would be sick. Yeah, 72 Dolphins would love that.
Yep.
Chris, who you going with here?
I'm going to take the Eagles at home. I think they're going to keep it rolling. It's going to be a tough game, but I don't know. Rush, it's got to end sometime.
Yeah, I mean,
the rush mania ends this week.
You think
But
so?
I don't know. I mean, there is a possibility that Dak plays because he threw passes today. So there's a possibility. Stay tuned. It's late game, so by 7:30 Sunday night, you might see a Dak appearance.
You never know.
That
know.
actually might be the case. It might be wild.
Depending on what time zone.
And
you're
if
in,
he
7:30
plays,
the game works.
Eastern time.
if he plays, I'm definitely taking the Eagles. Even more so.
Dak.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree with that as well. I don't know. This Eagles team seems too good to go against them, especially with this Cowboys team. I know, and I've been saying that Cooper Rush has been doing well, but still the backup quarterback. You're a backup for a reason. That's why a lot of people.
I don't know though,
against
but the stars got to come from somewhere, dude.
I get that too. But the defense has been able to keep them within games. I mean, Dallas is probably in the top 5 of defenses right now, if I'm not mistaken. So definitely something. I think they're top 3 actually. So they've been able to win, not because of Cooper Rush, but he's been able to actually put them in some positions to actually win games. But I think as a team, the Cowboys have been pretty well. But nothing compared to this Eagles team that can get it done on both sides of the ball, which is something that you want to see in a playoff contender, and hopefully a Super Bowl contender is what the Philadelphia fans are probably thinking right now with their team sitting at 5-0, possibly moving on to 6-0.
They've been good too. They've been good.
Yes, sir. Who wants this last one?
All right, I'll do it. The most boring team in the league, the Denver Broncos, are going against the Los Angeles Chargers in L.A. in the beautiful new stadium. And, this might be one that we do quick.
Dude, aren't you excited for this Monday Night Football game?
I'm not. What's up with these guys getting to play 3 Monday Night Football games?
It is. I mean, the whole offseason, they were
Or did they play Thursday?
They played Thursday.
Sorry about that.
Okay. I mean, just
2. They've already had 2, though.
Yeah, then they had
They played week 1 Monday.
Week 1 Monday. This Monday as well. Both on the road, by the way. And... yeah, no, it's just they were hyping up this division.
Joe and Troy.
Yeah, they had a good amount of study of Russell Wilson at least. Yeah, you guys want to just rip off the Band-Aid on this one?
Yeah, I'm going with the Chargers.
Likewise,
Austin Eckler, he's gonna run all over him.
I put you down for the Chargers. Should I switch to the Broncos?
I mean, I think it's gonna be a better game than you think. Honestly.
Oh,
Yeah.
we might. Okay.
I mean, Russ is hurt, so I'm not going to take him. But a lot of the Charger players are hurt as well. I'm going to go with the Chargers, but I think it's
Chargers
going to be
have a lot of
closer than you
injuries.
think. Plus, it's a divisional game, so.
Very true.
Yeah.
So.
Something to allude to. I think Russ is going to have a way better game. He's actually going to throw for a touchdown or something this week. The Broncos are going to get in the end zone this week.
I saw somebody say that Cortland Sutton will lead the league in receiving yards this week. And God, I hope it happens. But there's no way I'm playing him in fantasy.
Yeah.
Until it happens, and then you'll put him in.
Yeah,
Not
but
even
yeah.
a flex?
Unless you have no other choice. In one of my leagues, I have no other choice. I'm like,
You got to play him. Yeah. Not bad, though. Hopefully.
Just wait for D-Hop to come back next week.
Yeah. Hopefully.
So, but yeah, both of those guys get force-fed the ball, Cortland Sutton and D-Hop, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So. They're always good to have in fantasy just because they're going to get targets.
Exactly.
At some point, they got to come out down with some receptions.
If you're in a non-PPR, it kind of sucks, though.
Yeah, definitely. The non-PPR leagues, you just got to pay attention to what's going on around there.
Yeah, touchdown scores.
But, only 14 games this week. The teams that are on bye.
Vegas.
If I can pull it up. Yep.
Detroit.
Yeah. Keep listening, boys. You got it.
Who else?
Trying to think about my fantasy team, who subbed in and who I
All right.
subbed out.
No, go ahead.
Come on.
Go ahead.
I can't
You guys
think
are on.
of it.
Okay, I got you guys. It's Tennessee Titans,
Yeah,
Houston Texans,
Okay.
Detroit Lions, Las Vegas Raiders. Those
Okay.
are the 4
Yeah.
teams
4
on bye this week. But that pretty much wraps it up for Week 6. Any last sayings or?
Green Bay, Packers, Matt LaFleur, run the damn ball. I'm coming there in person to come tell you if I see you. I'm going to be like, run the
It's
ball.
on site.
Like in Blindside? Run the damn ball.
Yeah. enough with the trick plays, Matt. Run the damn ball. Nah, seriously, though, you're paying Aaron Jones a lot of money to run the ball. You got thunder and lightning back there with Jones and Dillon. Just run the ball. Please don't let me leave Wisconsin on a sad note.
Thank you, Joey. Chris, anything?
Yeah, Bears hopefully get a win at home. I agree. We got 2 running backs. We should hopefully use them more than our quarterback. And the defense should be fine. Should be fine.
And myself, tough situation the Dolphins are in.
Yikes.
Playing a 4-1
We're both
team.
pulling for you, though.
Yeah. I'm really hoping that the Dolphins can win. That's why I'm picking them. But it's very, very slim. Realistic, and the realist in me is like, all right, they're probably not gonna win this game. This is a game that we gotta chalk up. It will suck. To drop to 3-3. That would be very unfortunate. But hopefully the Dolphins get a win. That would be a huge thing.
Yep.
But with that being said, appreciate you guys for watching this episode of NFL Game Picks. And we'll catch you guys in the next one. Also, last but not least, Joey's going to be more of a reoccurring guest.
Yes.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned for that. We'll announce it when he's officially on here full time.
Hints with the hat.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Little hints there. Yeah. But catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.